Hello. So one time I was reminded in the comment section of one of my videos about how hard it was to rank up at the beginning of the game, or at the very least how long it took normally. So I want to help any of you new players out there with ranking up for the early part of the game. Now, just for a bit of clarification, I am only talking about reaching rank 18. However, if you follow the methods I show in this video, you should probably have no trouble with getting the later ranks if you need them. Now, one thing I should probably mention just before we get started is that this entire video is really fast paced. Trust me on this. The entire recording for this was over 5 hours, and I cut it down to just this video length. And with all of that being said, let's get into it. So, I made a new account, met the unknown god, sibling then disappears, traveller then disappears, we then meet Paimon. Apparently I was doing this so fast I even broke Paimon. Then reached the first statue of the 7. From this we reached rank 2, also giving us some fate. Then met the dragon, got rank 3, met Amber, got the famous line, then went to this NPC for the cooking quest, getting us very close to rank 4, and then got it upon reaching the city, where I got a chest that some of you may not know about by following these rings. Then got a wind glider. Using this, I then got to the teleport waypoint above the Knights of Favonius, also getting the chests and everything else up there. Then met Kaya, got rank 5 after going through the quest, where we then unlocked the wishing system, got Noelle, also used a few other wishes, and got a character I'm never going to use. Continued on with the quest. After doing the first domain, I then made my way over to the next statue, along with getting the chest and an Animoculus, which I then used to level up the statue. Give me a bit of stamina, some XP, and also unlock something I'm gonna need later on. Then I also climbed the tree right after, just to get this Animoculus. Then I made my way over to Lisa's domain, also fought a few enemies on the way. Found a few chests in the domain. Then made my way over to Kaya's domain, along with of course getting a few more chests and Animoculi. Opened some more chests, and then got rank 7. After that, I then had my first quest, which required me to reach a certain rank. I then found some kind of exploit where I could skip through this quest. I still don't really get how it worked, but not gonna complain. I then talked to Catherine, where I unlocked the Adventure Handbook, which gave me a bit more XP. Then did a bit more exploration, and eventually reached Adventure rank 8. From reaching this rank, I got the next chapter of the Adventure Handbook, which I used to get more XP. I used up all my resin through these ley lines, which gives 100 XP each, which eventually got me to rank 9. I then made my way over to fight a Cryo Abyss Mage, just to complete one of the challenges in the Adventure Handbook. Of course, then did a bit more exploration. More ley lines, I think you will get the gist of it now. And then after a while, I made my way over to the next statue, over by Dawn Winery, which in fact actually got me Adventure rank 10 after leveling up again. Also getting 10 fate in the process. Got Razor with it. Also got new chapter in the Adventure Handbook. Got a bit more XP. For Vanguard, as you can see here, there's a tactic where if you shoot the eye twice, you can in fact knock it down like this. Then I continued on doing quests, which I actually multitasked. I talked to Amber while I was doing the Archon quest, which got me to rank 11. Continued on with quests, did Kaya's, then did Archon again, then did Amber's, then did Archon, then did Amber's. As I was doing Amber's, I was able to then do Kaya's because I was in the area. Got me to rank 12. I then continued on with the quests. Went off to steal the Holy Lyre. Finished the Archon quest, then finished Kaya's quest, which got me rank 13. I also did commissions and a world quest on my way to doing the Archon quest. So if you're wondering how to do the Tri-Seal world quest, here it is. As I was doing the Archon quest, I got to rank 14. I then finished off the Tri-Seal world quest, in which I got 400 XP. And an Animoculus. I then started completing the rest of the commissions. Then made my way over to Dawn Winery. I guess the Archon quest was there, but more importantly of course, the daily quest was here. And then after doing these daily quests, I got to rank 15. We then met up on some random hill, got another rank locked quest. I then continued to do a lot of exploration here. In fact, I'm probably going to have to speed this up even more because this is going on forever. No, speed it up even a bit more. Bit more. That'll have to do. Then did Lisa's quest, which got me rank 16. Of course, unlocking co-op. Then did Zhangling's quest, where we got a continuation of the classic line.
Paimon is not emergency food!
After finishing that, I then opened a few of the Shrine of Depths for a bit more XP, did a few domains, and that got me to rank 17. However, there wasn't really anything else I could do. So I had to do what many new players fear. It is what they see in their nightmares. Dragon spawn. So we talk to Iris, gives us the quest which will give us the XP needed. We then make our way over. Then get the first waypoint here. Then use these red crystals. I heavily recommend using a bow user like that. As you can see, it damages the crystal straight away without you having to go up to it. And then once you've got the final one, you'll see that the crystal is then destroyed. Once you go up to the weird orb thing that's left behind, this tree then appears. Going up to it will give you 200 XP, literally just for doing nothing. You then make your way up the mountain. What I'm fighting here isn't necessary to continue anything. I just did it for the chest at the bottom because, you know, it's just a bit of extra XP to make sure. And then I made my way over to get the statue. Opened up Dragon Spawn. Here's where you can get 3 chests quite easily. You go to each of these mechanisms. Also get that red crystal thing. And then once you've activated all those mechanisms, you in fact get 3 chests right there. Right, so as I said this, I did just realise, this chest you see right here, it does in fact open up another quest for you. I didn't realise at the time, but it actually conveniently helped me for ranking up. So do remember to open this chest if you need more XP. Then the quest tells you to go up this way. Surprise, surprise, you can't actually go up that way. But before you go back to Iris, I'd recommend you take the route I do here. Just so that you can get to the other waypoint. It saves you a tiny bit of time and everything, you know. Then you go back to Iris. Then go back to the waypoint I just mentioned. Take this route that you see here. And then, of course, get the waypoint there. And then there's a puzzle here. The orange flying thing you see, they're called Sealies. Activate the mechanisms in the path it took. Once you've done that, you then have to fight these ruin guards. Once you've done this, like with the tree, just pick up the red crystals, break that ice. Once you complete this one, there's then one more shard you have to get rid of. Now the regular route to this is actually a bit different, but I 100% did Dragon Spawn, I know my way. So instead of going the way people normally would. Take the statue, and you literally just take the path I see here. Ah, dear. Yeah, rewind it. Go on. There we go. Do a bit of... There we go, perfect. Right, so you continue along this way. You essentially just want to try and get to the waypoint that you see me going to, just for a bit of convenience. Especially if you die in this area, of course. Then once you're at the waypoint, you want to just drop down in that area. As you can see, the shard's right there, but it actually has a force field around it. To get rid of that force field, you have to do that time trial you see here in the middle. And I really would recommend putting the Sealies in here, just so that you don't have to worry about the freezing temperatures while you're fighting. Because this is quite a tough one. Naturally, I didn't take my own advice. Look what happened. I had to do it again, but put them all in the place this time. Now, one little tactic I've never really seen people do before is when you fight these cryo mages. Look, I take the red crystal here. I then attack them, and look, I've already taken part of their shield away. So I'd highly recommend doing that. Of course, if you've taken a similar route I have, then you would be adventure rank 16 by this time, meaning you'd have co-op unlocked. So if this truly is difficult for you, just get someone to join you and help. Trust me, there's probably plenty of people out there who would happily join you to just help you in this combat part. And then once you've done that, I actually teleported back because of my health, but I then got the red crystals, and then broke the shard. From doing this, you then want to make your way back to the statue. Try and go back up this time, and surprise, surprise, it actually works. Now, I know that there's a bunch of combat you'd have to do here normally from opening a chest, so I'm not going to bother doing that. Hence why I just swam through it all. I know all the traps in this area. Then, you have to fight a bunch of these flying robot things again. Once you then get this red crystal, if you want to save a bit of time, like I did here, don't bother actually going over to activate it until you've done all of them. We'll see why at the end. Then you have to fight this thing. It's a bit of a pain to do. And then once you've done that, you can then get the next red crystal. And of course, shoot the next shard. You then make your way up. Luckily this Sealy shows your way. Then you get the next crystal, break this shard, and this is exactly why I recommended not activating them until the end, because you can then just do this. It's very simple. You can literally just drop down to the ones you did at the beginning. Once you've done this, the shard then goes up into the sky, and you can search a few chests down here. Once you've done all of that, you then talk to Iris, and you've done that quest. Now, this quest you're about to see here is what I mentioned earlier, with opening that specific chest. So now you just want to get this waypoint if you hadn't already. Make your way down, get this red crystal. And this chest here is actually only available once you've broken those ice shards, for anyone wondering. And then that one's quite simple. You then make your way over to the next one, where you have a little puzzle. You get one of the CDs to move. Once the CD's caught up with the other one, you then activate the other one to move. Once you do that, the ice then breaks down. You then just want to do what I do here to get all the CDs moving. Then you activate the monster here. Then get a few chests and everything. And that should also be the quest done. And as you can see here, that's rank 18. And because of that, you can also then do the quest to get Barbara and do all of that stuff. Now, of course, I said this took me about 5 hours. However, for you newer players, this could take far longer. And also considering the fact that I literally sped through the quests as much as I could. Like, whenever there was dialogue, I was spamming the skip button. So, if you also take into account the fact you might want to actually pay attention to the story and all of that stuff. And of course, you have to learn the game as well while you're trying to play it. I'd say this could probably take double the amount of time, even with me saying what to do. So do bear that in mind. Of course, if there's anything else as a new player you struggle with, I would recommend checking out my other guides, because some of the stuff mentioned in those could also help you with whatever problem you have. That being said though, if there's any problems you have with ranking up, if you're still struggling in some way, I'd recommend just saying so in the comments. Myself, or maybe even just someone else in the comments might be able to answer your problem. That being said though, I really hope any of you watching found this useful. And also, of course, if there's any other kind of guides you want me to do, especially if it is for Genshin Impact, do let me know. Because of course I have played this game now for over 2 years, I believe. So I do have quite a bit of knowledge about it. And with all of that being said, I'll see you all in the next one.